And I think also it's going to be interesting in whatever coach does come in, because I think we've kind of accepted that Lee Carsley is probably not going to get the position. And I've seen the names, the likes of Thomas Tuchel mentioned. An interesting one, Roy Keane obviously mentioned this in the studio. Go and get Pep. If you're getting somebody in.
It does seem like Carsley's done now. His comments are really interesting. He said that the job deserves like a world-class manager who has pedigree and has gone and done it. Very interesting timing that those comments have come out at the same time as Thomas Tuchel is being really heavily linked. What do you make of the idea of Tuchel for England?
I think it's a fascinating one. Obviously, there's some players in there who've played under him for Chelsea. There's a couple of players who are on in the squad at the minute, like Mason Mount. And
keep dreaming, Davey, and get back.
But I just think he's definitely a tournament manager. Look what he did with Chelsea, won the Champions League that year again. That final against City, really impressive performance. And I think if you're looking at a boss who potentially you're not looking at long term, because let's be honest, he's probably been around for 2 or 3 years. I think he obviously didn't last very long at Bayern Munich as well. But I think the kind of football that he plays, very meticulous in his approach. I think it will really suit tournament football. I think it'd be a good option.
Better option than Pep?
Let's be honest. Well,
if that is an option, which I'm still laughing at. I think it's ridiculous, the idea that we're even talking about Pep Guardiola for the England job. I can't see him ever taking that. But it's not going away as a rumour.
I mean, it's probably the most difficult job in international football, because you look at the pressure of it.
The expectations.
The amount of time that it's been since we actually won anything.
Yeah,
I think as a manager coming into that role, you're probably cementing your legacy. And if anything, I think there's always people questioning certain things, like the resources that he's had at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City. He's had Lionel Messi at Barcelona, the best player, and he's had the best midfielders available to him. If he came into that England job and won something with it, I think that would silence the very few critics that are probably left out there.
Is it a comment on how Lee Carsley has done that he's not really being considered right now, or is there a world where we do stick with Lee Carsley?
I don't think it's the right decision. Mainly, and he said himself, didn't he? It was like, he's not at the stage where he's won trophies and he's got that on his resume to put forward. He's on the pathway to doing that. I think he contradicted himself a little bit after the game, though, because he came out and they basically said, "Do you feel like you're not ready for it?" And he was like, "That's not what I'm saying." So
yeah, it was weird, wasn't it?
I can't work out where his head's
at with it.
He's saying he didn't officially apply for the role either. So
bizarre.
I just don't know whether he probably doesn't want to put any pressure on himself in the situation and kind of put it out there that he wants it, etc.
I think it can't be him. I think the worrying thing is when he was having those comments about it has to be a world-class manager, it has to be someone that's going to win something. Like, I don't disagree with that. But the options available to England of people that have done that, well, there aren't any, really. Obviously, you have the idea of going for a foreign manager, which obviously has its own drawbacks, and there's things that people will feel about that. But if you're looking at the pool of English coaches right now, okay, you can go and get Graham Potter. He's never really done anything. If you could go and get Eddie Howe, he's done a good job at Newcastle, but he's never won anything. There's nothing to say that anyone is going to go into this England role and be successful in it.
I mean, we've gone down
than with Southgate, really.
We've gone down that route, haven't we, already? We're promoted from the under-21s, Southgate when he was in charge of the under-21s.
And we got close, though, Dave.
Didn't really have a resume sort. He got Middlesbrough relegated. Hasn't done anything at club level. So we've explored that avenue already. I think we need somebody in with, some pedigree.
We've done that too. What was Capello? It's true though, isn't it? That's what Capello was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that didn't work. Are we gonna make the same mistake? I can't see Tuchel. I'll be honest. As good as a coach as Tuchel may be, the way he is on a personal level and the way that he kind of disrupts anywhere he goes, I can't see international management being for him. And that short space of time he gets with camps, I feel like that would just be a nightmare. Imagine if you're a City player and you've got Guardiola coaching you at club level, and then you go to international break where it's meant to be this happy camp, and you've got Thomas Tuchel there. Mate, my head's fried. I'm not playing there. I think it's a nightmare idea, but I don't know who I want.